Round number 5 of season 14, we are in Las Vegas. Marcus Nelson on pole from Leo and Seb Ocampo. Then it's Pastor Maldonado, Cable, and Jaco Tigranes. Then it's Lawless Leclerc and Iron Babness. What can he do from P8 with Akari alongside him and Daf Sanchez in 10th? Then it's David Cameron, Theodore Schumacher, and the other hyperdriver for Evo only 13th. Then it's Salas Kynes, Mahavir Raghunathan, and his teammate and not QE. Then it's Mulrez, Daniel Bogdasarov, MF1 World, Yuki Suo, the other Renault of Bob, and then it's JD Venter. We're in the Sin City today, and for Marcus Nelson, this could be a great day to win a race as all 5 lights go on. And the Las Vegas Prix is green, and Marcus Nelson covering the outside heading into turn number 1. That's going to allow Seb Ocampo to try and send it down the inside. Not only does he try, he succeeds. That is the race lead for the number 76 car, and he's quite a ways ahead of Marcus Nelson as well. So it's Ocampo from Nelson, from Cable from Leo. Leo trying to get past Nelson, who's dropping like a rock, down to 5th, to Clerk overtaking the pole sitter in the number 13. Cable fighting with Ocampo as Bob gets a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. And Ocampo leading the way, only a 10th ahead of Cable, who is only another 6 ahead of Leo. Leo making those hard tires work pretty well if you ask me, but he's still got Marcus Nelson right alongside him. And Lawless Leclerc sending it down the inside on Nelson, so the pole sitter, after only a sector and a half, has gone from 1st to 5th. That's what not covering the inside will do to his driver, side by side between Cable and Ocampo. And as they go down the famous Las Vegas strip, Ocampo, he's got the outside line, coming into this W section. It's not the line that you want to take, so it's Cable from Leclerc, from Nelson, from Leo. That is your top 5 as we go towards starting the second lap. Ocampo having the inside line, almost hitting the Brawn car there. Lucky to make it through unscathed as we now begin the second lap of this E3. Almost looks as if Bob went into the wall. JD Venter getting past an RQE pretty easily there for 19th position. UE4's very wide. The 2 Pinnacle cars is changing their positions. And we're trying to see if we can get some team radio. Leo getting back ahead up into 15th, but here comes Pastor Maldonado up into 5th place. Wow, that was pretty nice. He's from him. So that's Leo dropping to 6th, and the other hyperdrive, like Wavo, with a good start. He went from 13th to 8th. Babness has gone from 8th to 15th. Those hard tires, not only have they not switched on at all, but they are really slow around here. So he's going to need a little more pace in them. They're number 89, only 89 tenths behind Seb Ocampo here. As we come down the Las Vegas strip, I believe, yes, that's Ocampo with the OS. So Ocampo now takes the lead of the Las Vegas E3. But here comes Lawless Leclerc. He's up into 2nd place. He's going to have the inside line for the W section. Will he try to lunge at Ocampo? Not quite. His teammate sitting the fastest 2nd sector of anyone. However, so that is very encouraging things from Mercedes EQ. As we now begin the 3rd lap of 12 in the Sin City, and Lawless Leclerc setting a 1:24.8. In 8.3 is out of the race, has gone down Sanchez. Sanchez out at the wall. Is that at the wall? Yes, it is, because spinning there was David Camino. Camino, yeah, he did spin for what looked to be just a handful of seconds. We now have a virtual safety car, and I think we're about to get some team radio from one of the drivers. It looks to be Daf Sanchez, so keep an eye out on that. I will read out I'll read it out as it comes, but virtual safety car has now ended. We are back racing. Luckily for Leclerc, they weren't on the strip. If they were on the Las Vegas strip, once the virtual safety car had ended, he would not have gotten anything out of it. We've gotten radio from Daf Sanchez from lap 2. P6 just ahead, all the pace when you can. yeah, I'm trying to give me some time. That's the conversation they've just had. And he went into the wall not soon after, so he was definitely pushing. He was on a quick lap, absolutely. It just didn't turn out too well. Leclerc, on the other hand, he's sending it down the inside on Ocampo. The balls on the 16 after coming back on a little season in rallying, and he takes the lead into Sin City. Do not count this man out as he comes into the pits. The top two both pit, but Nelson's staying out. UK ball pits. Leo, obviously, he's going to stay out. He's on hard tires. He might get some team radio from Ocampo as well. And after his crash, now Sanchez with, all okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Shit, utter bullshit. Yeah, we'll talk about it in the debrief. That's the conversation that they've just had over at Roden Toyota's 72 garage. Not very encouraging, but I think they will come back stronger next time out. But Leo now, he's 2 seconds off the back of Marcus Nelson. 2 seconds off the back of Marcus Nelson. And Yuki Suo now with a time penalty. And it's Bob! Bob with a puncture! Oh my goodness me! How has this just happened? Oh my goodness! Massive shock to the Renault Edams team because they've just had a puncture. This is going to be relayed to most of the rest of the grid. MF1 World, yeah, he came in and he's way off the back of the field. And that is Milrez also seemingly struggling on his new set of tires. Bob holding up Revo. He's been allowed to pass, but my goodness me, the number 11, the Mexican number 11, his teammate has spun him round. They say track's been cleared. It surely has not been. I don't believe they can keep saying track's been cleared when it obviously has not been cleared at all. But Bob, he's got a puncture, and he's gonna have to come into the pits at the end of this lap when he can, if he can. Marcus Nelson does finally come into the pits on this lap. And my goodness me, it's just so unexpected to see that happen to another driver. So we're on lap 5 of 12 and approaching halfway distance. But now, Juanes, he's quite a ways off the leading guys. He's going to have to pit again. Everyone in the top few positions has to pit at least one more time. But here's the fight for the provisional race lead between Marcus Nelson and Lawless Leclerc. This is over 6th place on the road, but it'll be the race lead as the drivers ahead of him do decide to pit. Bob, now, speaking of pitting, comes in, and down the inside goes Marcus Nelson for 6th place on the road. He's going to get DRS as well. I think Leclerc might also get DRS, so this could end up being a drag race to try and catch Iron Boundless for P5. Leclerc doesn't have DRS. He still decides to pull out to the inside. He's going to get Nelson, and he's going to get Boundless for P5 as well. How is he managing that? The boy just has so much grip out there. When you look at him compared to other drivers around him, I believe Leo is in the pit. Maldonado is in the pit. Tigran is in the pit. Akari staying out, so Akari will inherit the race lead here in Las Vegas. 6 out of 12 laps have transpired, with only another handful left to go. Akari, by the way, taking a look at his tires, 27%. He's going to make it to the end of his stint, but it's gonna be so close. And we have another virtual safety car out of the race. Is Inoculi, and that's at the same wall that has taken out many other drivers, but we're not gonna get a picture. We can't get a picture of his car out of the race because it's too far back. So it's another virtual safety car at half race distance. We've lost 2 cars on this race. Virtual safety car ending then, and we go back racing. 3 seconds, that's all it is between Akari and Leclerc. So this might not even end up being a provisional position. Once Akari comes out of the pits, think it'll still be in the top 10. That's what Pinnacle hope. They hope for another incident so then they can get the benefit of the virtual safety car. Because the pit lane speed limit and the virtual safety car speed, they are actually pretty much the same thing. You just have to stop in pit lane for about a few seconds and re-accelerate. That's basically the only problem. Camino now, he's been passed by both Maldonado and Leo. He tries to come back at both of them, and he does take 9th from Maldonado. Can't take it back from Leo yet. He's gonna have the outside line, will Leo, as his teammate comes in. Babinus also in on lap 7, so those hard tires finally come in. And yeah, with 5 laps to go, not much left to go in this race. Leclerc from Nelson from UK-Ball. Well, quite the stacked top 5 right now. You have the 3 most experienced drivers in the top of 5. And then you have the 2 most sensational drivers when it comes to their rookie seasons in Leclerc and Ocampo. And speaking of Leclerc, Nelson has just gotten past the British driver. Just keeping your eye on that leading pair. The top 5, they are all battling over positions. Ocampo and Ravo fighting over 4th. UK-Ball being in his own world, I guess. Akari, he came out in 5th. Suo with a time penalty, and spinning is Leo! And now Babinus involved in this as well. I think one of those drivers has a puncture. And I think, yeah, it is Leo. Leo missing part of his front wing and with a puncture. Pinnacle's day goes from bad to worse to even more terrible. And does Yuki Suo missing a part of his car, of course. But apart from that, nothing much more that's happened with him. As Leclerc comes into the pitch for a second time. So it's Nelson from UK-Ball, from JD Venter. And for Leo, it's the second time in this race where we've seen a puncture. And it's absolutely devastating to have it, because that basically means race over. And for the drivers who are still out there on track, who haven't come into the pits for their second stop, I don't know what they're doing. They should probably come in by the end of this lap. Because, if you've made your second stop already, I think your race is basically over. Especially if you're in the lead right now. If you don't come in by the end of lap 8, then when you come in, it's going to cost a lot of time, but you will get fresh tires. If you come in before that for your second stop, your tires will last until lap 11. And when you want to come into the pits, you can't because of how the rules work around pit stops. Not very kind. JD Venter on the back of UK-Ball. JD Venter with DRS, and he's gonna get past UK-Ball, and that is for second place. You got a 4-way fight for that second position on the podium. UK-Ball, can he draft his way up into second? But he's going to have to defend from Pastor Maldonado, who will have the inside line coming through this W section, and he does take P3 away from the British driver. Taking a look at the mini-map then, Marcus Nelson staying out for another tour of this track. JD Venter in, Maldonado in, UK-Ball in, but Tigrana staying out. It is a Lamborghini Mako top 2. With 3 to the checkered flag. Paul Leclerc with the fastest third section of anyone. He's currently in 4th place, and he's trying to close that gap to the race leaders as much as humanly possible, because if he can't, then when they come in, he's a sitting duck out there. He's going to have worse tires than them, and he's not even going to be ahead, so he won't have track position to defend. So attacking Akari is probably the best thing he can do, and taking 3rd place from Akari is the best thing he can do. Luckily for Akari, however, he has skills of his own to defend from the British driver. So it's still only 4th for the number 16, but he's still trying to gain on him. He's still gaining ever so much coming through this fastest flowing section of the track. He's going to have the inside line as we head towards the Las Vegas Strip. He takes P3 from Akari. Pretty nice move made. It looks like he was almost showboating for a little bit of that, but Akari's still on the back of him. He won't get DRS here, but he's still in the toe. He's gotten the slipstream. And now the question is, can he send it down the inside on that Mercedes? Can he take third place from the silver arrow in that black night car? Not quite yet. He's going to have to wait for another opportunity, and he might actually come into the pits. Nelson has decided to come in. Akari staying out, so with 2 laps to go, it is Jacko Tigranes from Lawless Leclerc, from Akari, from Marcus Nelson, and Marcus Nelson is going to keep dropping down the order. He's currently 6th according to the timing tower, 7th, 8th, and I think he's going to come out of the pits, possibly even in 9th. He's out of the pits, and he is in 8th. And that pole sitter, it's not looking too optimistic for him now to try and take a race win. It looks to possibly even be in the hands of his teammate. If not him, then Lawless Leclerc. It is definitely going to be in the hands of Lawless Leclerc. 18% tire wear. That is what the number 2 car's dashboard is reading. 17%. He needs to get into the pit lane as soon as possible, or otherwise to have a puncture while he's leading the race. Nobody wants to have happen to them. Meanwhile, Bob has come into the pits for his second stop, and Leclerc has taken the lead of the E3 from Jacko Tigranes. Tigranes, as we've seen many other times in this race, he's going to get the slipstream from that Mercedes again. But does he decide to pull out to the inside? He doesn't. First time in a long time that we've seen someone respectfully concede that position to another driver, but first time for everything. And MF1 World has a puncture. It's a 3rd puncture in the E3 for a driver. And I think is Tigranes coming in. Tigranes does dive into the pits with Akari right behind him. It is now a Mercedes 1-2. No, Leclerc has also come into the pits. So it's JD Venter from Ocampo, from Nelson, from UCable. That is the top 4 on this penultimate lap of the E3. Now, all these guys have to do is make it to the end of the race. The question is, can they even do that? Marcus Nelson dives down the inside on Seb Ocampo. That'll be P2 for the British driver. And for Marcus Nelson now, he's 7/10 away from the race leader, JD Venter. He's got better tyres than JD Venter, but all he needs now is a perfect storm of opportunity to take home his first race win in many a season. But can he do it? Here's the question. He's setting up fastest first sector, so this is a great start for him. All he has to do now is finish up the rest of the lap. He just needs to close in on that number 23 car. That South African driver is under threat. Same with Seb Ocampo, who is now about to be passed by UCable, but that's not what we're watching. We're watching Marcus Nelson close in, gaining, edging towards JD Venter. We're watching Marcus Nelson pull to the inside line. You are watching Marcus Nelson take the lead of the Las Vegas E3 here in the Sin City. And that is how he's done it, quite beautifully in fact. To begin the final lap here in Las Vegas, it is Nelson from JD Venter from UCable. Marcus Nelson setting the fastest lap of the E3 in the process of 1:24.849. Very quick lap time from him. And now it's all up to JD Venter to spoil Lamborghini Mako's parade. They're currently looking at a 1-9. We've seen this many other times in this season. Teams coming home with a 1-9 finish. For the championship leader, Ida Babnas, he's currently down in 13th. We are likely to see a new championship leader in Seb Ocampo. But JD Venter, he's still nowhere near close enough to try and get past that Lamborghini Mako car. He's gonna get DRS as when they come towards the Las Vegas Strip. It's gonna go right down to that W section that marks the end of the track. And the only question is, can he surpass him? Can he overtake? Can he win? Akari setting the fastest first sector of anyone in 10th place. But JD Venter, he's gained. He's sent it down the inside. Can the 23 go from last to first? Yes, he can. And in the final few turns, the race leader switched turns again. And JD Venter, he's going to round out the final turn. He's denying Marcus Nelson, but he will give himself the Las Vegas E Prix. JD Venter sets the fastest lap and wins the Las Vegas E-Prix. Marcus Nelson second, U-Cable third, Sebo Campo will come home with fourth place, Marcus Nelson fifth, that's Pastor Maldonado fifth, with Ravo sixth and Lawless Leclerc seventh. Then it's Tigranes, Akari is ninth with the fastest lap, Camino 10th, Kynes 11th, Theodore Schumacher 12th with Arnett Babinus right behind him. Then it's Daniel Bogsarov, Mahavir Raghunathan, Neil Rezin, Yuki Suo, Leo, Bob, and MF1 World is a lap down. My goodness me, what a finish! What a finish! And this is the podium then. JD Venter salvaged that win out of absolutely nowhere, ahead of Marcus Nelson and U-Cable. That's your top three. Then it's Sebo Campo, Pastor Maldonado, Ravo, Lawless Leclerc, Jaco Tigranes, your top eight. Then it's Akari, David Cameron, Silverstein, Theodore Schumacher, Arnett Babinus, Daniel Bogsarov, and Mahavir Raghunathan and Neil Rez. And for the rest of the runners, you have Yuki Suo, Leo, Bob, and MF1 World. Your finishers, your non-finishers were Fernand Fury and Gav Sanchez. In the driver standings, Sebo Campo leads the way on 57 points, and that is 5 ahead of tied second place JD Venter and Ravo. Arnett Babinus now 4th in this championship with U-Cable 5th. We've got a very good championship fight occurring. Oh, it was less. And in the constructors' standings, heading into the next round of the season, Hyperdrive lead the way on 99 points from Mercedes EQ on 87. Then it's DS Andretti on 57, 1 point ahead of Jaguar. Then it's Braun GP on 49. And behind them is Red Bull Formula E team on 48 points. Then it's Lamborghini Maker on 36. Pinnacle FEC on 24 points, 1 point ahead of Renault Edams, Roman Toyota on 14 points. And that's tied with Skoda Volkswagen. We'll see you guys next time then when the Formula E World Championship returns.